Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So, this latest kick that I'm on is talking about adding twists at the end of your songs. There are a lot of ways to do this, one of which we will look at in a future blog talking about, twisting around what people might think the title means. So we'll talk about that later. But for now, we're going to talk about putting a twist at the end. So we already looked at Everything You Want by Vertical Horizon. And this time we're going to look at Escape, the Piña Colada Song by Rupert Holmes. In an earlier blog, I talked about outdated visuals, and I mentioned this song as one that had a surprise twist at the end. Coincidentally, the aside was part of an analysis of Big Blue Note, which also has a twist ending. I'm a firm believer in the idea that every song has at least one thing that makes it work, and this song has multiple. I'll talk about them, say what you will about it. There's so many reasons why it works, and all of those are worth talking about. But before we dive in, I want to give a shout out to my former student Case, who actually painted that painting right over there, and is a fabulous artist in his own right. But he walked into class one day and told me, he said, "Mr. M, guess what? Somebody asked me recently, we were all talking in the family, and somebody kind of wondered out loud, oh yeah, who sings the Piña Colada song?" And I said within about 2 seconds, Rupert Holmes. And everybody was shocked that I knew that. So I was a mix of impressed and horrified at the same time. But like I said, there are so many things about this song that make it work. And so as songwriters, it's important that no matter how we feel about the song, it's good that we can, talk about it and talk about what makes it work, because it was a hit, and has a little bit more to it than meets the eye, as I talked about in the surprise twist aside that I mentioned earlier. So lyrically, as I mentioned above, the song uses an outdated visual of a personal ad that a frustrated man comes across in the paper. And the paper, by the way, is also somewhat of an outdated visual, should be noted. The ad says to write back if you like pina coladas, hate getting caught in the rain, aren't into yoga, and have half a brain, as well as if you like making love at midnight, and who doesn't. Each chorus is slightly different, with the second one listing off more things that she's looking for in a potential partner, as well as where to meet, which is at a bar called O'Malley's. In the third verse, he meets up with the person who wrote the personal ad, and as it turned out, his wife, who he was growing tired of, was the one who wrote the personal ad, before revealing in the final chorus that she never knew he liked all the things that she was looking for, thus reviving the marriage. In a previous blog, we talked about the subjunctive in your writing to express some doubt about a future event. The idea of a personal ad also uses the subjunctive through in a positive. I'm looking for a person who makes pina coladas. And the doubt that said person exists carries the song for basically the whole time. In writing this particular blog, I tried to be very careful about surprise twists versus natural progressions of the story. However, this story could have easily ended with some random person he wound up with who made him happier than his wife. Instead, the fact that the love he was looking for was right next to him all along didn't do this on purpose, but that's the same thing in the song Everything You Want, and it really makes the song stand out. With that being said, don't try this at home. One of my good friends is Semi Average Joe. He's a great musician in town, and he was playing at a place called Bontai a handful of years ago, and somebody jokingly requested the Pina Colada song. He said, "I have way too much integrity to sing that song." And, I said, "I don't." And so I sang it while he played it. And afterwards, he said, "Man, my wife would kick my ass if I ever did something like that." And she would. So like I said, don't try this at home, but it's, for the sake of getting a twist in there, it's really cool. And I think I mentioned this when I talked about the outdated visuals, that Rupert Holmes wasn't just going for a hit. He genuinely thought, oh, this is really cool, the twist at the end when he brought it into the studio. And so he really believed in the song, and so you got to admire him for that. Melodically, this song has a melodic hook that uses F, A minor, G, and F. With the song written in C, this is a 4-6 pattern. The intro and the verses use that hook, right? And then that's followed by D minor and C, the 7 and the 1. Then the G, D minor, 7, C, and G minor come in, which is the 5, 2, 1, and 4. 5, 2, 1, and 5, I'm sorry. It just goes to a G minor, but that's 5, 2, 1, 5, G, D minor, 7, C, and G minor. The second time the hook gets played after that one chord, it goes to an E minor 7, F, and C, which is the 3, 4, 1 pattern. The solo uses the same progression, and that gets played twice. Instrumentally, the song uses electric guitar, both rhythm and lead, as well as drums and bass. So structurally, this song is a straightforward verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus format, with instrumental breaks in between all of the choruses and the verses. With the chorus changing slightly each time, it adds a little bit of variety while still telling a story that has a coherent beginning, middle, and end. So like I said, you can say what you want to about, 1979, or, that was when the song was released in that kind of era of music. Go ahead and bash it if you want. But like I said, as songwriters, it's our obligation to recognize why this particular song works. And with this theme of surprise twists, it's a really, really good one to study. So just give it a shot. Uh, Escape the Piña Colada Song is linked in the description of this particular video, so you can cut through all this red tape and have a listen for yourself. I am Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can check out all my other vlogs that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association, in addition to the blog, which can be found on our website. And you can also check out all my other videos here on YouTube. Thank you so much.